What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Start Late, Stay Light. This is number 3 in our series of Ask Adam. I don't know what we might be calling this series, but yeah, basically asking any of those questions that I always come across in my day-to-day running my business as I do, and also my online clients always ask me a number of questions, so I thought I'd start answering them because I thought if they've got them, I'm sure that you guys out there probably have them. So today we're going to be basically looking at protein and how much you should be getting when in any kind of phase, be that a weight loss phase, I guess a muscle gain phase, a bit of a recomposition phase, any of those things. So how much protein do we actually need? So a lot of the literature out there has vast ranges, of kind of how much protein that you need. And I guess the recommended daily intake to kind of be sustainable is anywhere about 50 to 60 grams. Now, while that might help kind of, reduce any detrimental risks to your health, it's not going to be enough when we're looking at losing weight, especially when we're trying to lose weight, and it's not going to be enough either when we're trying to gain weight. So I think let's delve into a little bit of the calculations of kind of what the research suggests, and I'm going to use it as in pounds. I know a lot of you that are probably watching this are in Australia and you're going to be kilograms, but just for argument's sake, it makes it a lot easier just converting your body weight into pounds, because most of the kind of literature suggests that somewhere around 0.8 grams to around about 1.2 grams per pound of body weight is what's most ideal to get in and consume every single day when in a weight loss phase. Now, it can be slightly higher, maybe slightly lower, but I probably wouldn't go too much lower below 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. But you could probably get it up to even 1.4, 1.5 grams per pound of body weight, especially in a weight loss phase. So I think a lot of people get this wrong in that they think that they need much more protein when in a muscle building phase. As long as you're getting adequate protein in a muscle building phase, you've got all the baselines there to help with that protein synthesis and actually start generating some muscle. But what you really need in a weight gain phase, I should say, is energy. And energy is going to come in the form of carbohydrates. You're going to need some fats in there as well to help with hormone regulation. But really getting those carbohydrates in when you're in a weight gain phase is absolutely paramount, and getting in adequate protein. So I would say anywhere from that 0.8 to kind of 1 gram per pound of body weight is more than fine when you're in a weight gain phase. But I guess most of you that are going to probably come across this video are probably in a weight loss type phase, and you're trying to figure out how much should you have in a weight loss phase. And as I said, I would have you kind of 0.8 to kind of 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. And this is going to make sure that you're maintaining as much lean muscle mass as you can when you're in a deficit phase. And when you are losing weight, you are going to lose muscle mass. But as long as you're doing good strength training and getting that in 3 to 4 times a week, and getting in a good amount of protein, as I said, up to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight, then you're going to be fine, and try and really hold on to as much muscle as you can, keeping your energy expenditure or your TDEE, total daily energy expenditure, as high as you can as you start really getting deep into that deficit, 10 to 15 to 16 weeks into that deficit, when your body's really going to be kind of pushing the limits of kind of how far it can keep losing weight. Now, if you've got a lot of weight to lose, then that might be a lot longer, but a lot of people kind of, that 10 to 15 to 20 kilos, a good 16-week program, you can see a big dent coming into that weight loss phase. So making sure, as I said, you get adequate strength training in, I'd say 3 times a week, maybe even 4 times a week, and making sure you're getting 0.8 to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. So for someone who is 150 pounds, let's just kind of make it real easy, 1 gram per pound of body weight, you're needing to get about 150 grams of protein. Now, most of my female clients struggle to get a lot of protein in. So in a future video, what we're going to talk about is how to get extra protein into your diet. But when I kind of do a tracking of people's food over a week, when we kind of just start as a new client, be it on an online client or a personal client, I find that a lot of females especially are somewhere in the vicinity of 40 to 50 to 60 grams of protein. So we really need to up it. And when I kind of used to come in and say, okay, well, you're at 160 pounds, 170 pounds, you're going to have 170 grams of protein, it's far too high to try and jump from 40, 50 grams right up to that. So kind of getting someone started at, around that 100 grams is a good point to kind of start with. And then just trying to chip away and get that a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher is definitely something that can be achieved over a few weeks, maybe even a couple of months. I don't think you have to kind of jam straight into it. Now, most guys are better with their protein and can manage more protein, and so it's easier to kind of up their protein levels if they're kind of that 100, 110, 120. Pushing that to 150, 160, 170 isn't too difficult to do. So again, it comes down to personal preference, and it's, I guess, the best diet or kind of best plan that you're going to have to kind of get you to the goal is the one you're going to stick to. So if you set yourself up with far too much protein, you're just struggling to get that in, it's very undigestible, you get very constipated, and it's very difficult to achieve, especially as a female, then really bring it back down and, take some time. This isn't just a 16-week process that you might be going through. Think of this as the next 30, 40, 50 years of your life. So if it means that you're going to have some slower progress in the beginning, take that approach and think of the long game. Don't just think of the next 10 weeks. So again, I hope that answers your question on how much protein you should be having. To recap, if you're in a weight loss phase, I'd have you anywhere between 0.8 grams up to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. If you're in a kind of weight gain phase, really push those carbohydrates a lot higher and worry about protein around about that 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So again, guys, thanks very much for your attention and tuning in and watching this video. Any other questions I can answer, put them in the comments. But if you keep answering those questions, I'll keep answering them. See you next time. Thanks, guys.